What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to talk about a fragrance from the house of Etat Libre d'Orange, and easily this is the weirdest looking bottle in the set. Strap up. All right, welcome to the set Bubble. I am your host for the evening. Today from the house, we have The Ghost in the Shell. Unisex fragrance, 3.92, so we'll round that up to a 4 out of 5 with 5,000 votes. A lot of people seem to have bought this. This seems to be one of the most purchased in the set. And again, unisex fragrance launched in 2021. And there's a big story on this. A perfume that speaks of the human phenomenon and its paradox. A perfume to wear on oneself, blah, 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 at one's pleasure. A perfume as a propagation towards the other that makes you the axis and the arrow of evolution. Modern indeed, from the bottom of the matter rise up. You know, the way they communicate may just be out of my league. It might be like French culture infused, and I just don't really understand the poetry of this house, but that's okay. Some things aren't meant to be understood by everybody. Let's go middle of the arm for real estate. And let's do test strip. We're almost to the end of this set. Again, if you haven't known already, we've gone through over 20 fragrances from this house. So if you are interested in this house, highly encourage you to check the other videos out. So this is classified. Oh, it's not even classified as a particular scent. It's did a little bit of research prior. I think it's a citrus floral, but we'll see. Yeah, I get another rosewater type of scent. Oh, no. This pop's a little bit different. Let me grab this again. I'm going to spray this on a different part of my arm, because this is kind of popping a little bit different actually on skin. That was really interesting. I got like a sweet citric burst. Kind of fancy. It's similar to some of the other more earthy rose water / a little bit powdery floral type of scents, but it's got this really animated, fun sweetness to it. Yeah, like a rose with a little bit of sour sweet touch to it. Almost like a rosy sour candy. It's cool. It's fun to smell. I don't know what the practical wearing experience of this would be, but it definitely feels feminine for sure. It's floral, it's sweet, it's citric, it's green, and it's insanely musky. It's a rosy sour candy with buttloads of musk and little green facets to it. Let's go ahead and switch screens, and we'll check out the notes, and then we'll spin the block on the bottle. What is that? A qual, aldehydic, watery, floral, fresh, mineral, salty. Okay. Sure. It does smell a bit like synthetically airy. Yuzu, hexyl acetate. They rarely put the synthetic compound official name on the note pyramid. Milky, milk, skin, jasmine, and mugane, orchinox, vinyl, goaxal, and then moss. Interesting. I know this is not going to help any of you guys out, so let me first show you guys the bottle, and then I'll try to get you guys to understand this. Check this out. Super interesting bottle. But, you know, this got one of the highest scores and has some of the highest amount of votes on the entire line. And I'm sure this fragrance got a lot of hype just looking at this, right? Skin, milk, yuzu, bunch of synthetics, you know. But I'm here to tell you that it's not super exciting, but for some of you, you're going to smell this and you're going to be like, this smells like a synthetic mess, trying to kind of push towards this lemony, clean, airy experience with a backbone of kind of this sour floral aldehydes type thing going on. And then for some of you, you're going to enjoy the kind of clean, synthetic nature of this, because it's like it's like a very light lemon cleaning supply. I know earlier I compared it to like a sour rose candy, and it does smell like that, but in the most watery way possible. Like imagine if I took this water bottle and I put a rosy sour candy into this and like shook it up all day and all night and it melted, and then I smelled this in the morning. That's more of the experience. It's a more watery, airy, synthetically aldehydic experience. It's not the most milky, and the milk and skin accords is just thickness to the fragrance. You don't smell that stuff. It is more of a kind of lemony, white floral, slight rosy, like super airy, synthetic, sharp but light projective experience. And then sometimes though you get kind of like a light pink rose stem smell. But it's quite tart, and I think that tart sharpness is from the yuzu. So it's like you're smelling a pink rose stem and you're occasionally getting a whiff of lemon in the distance. But all around it, the spatial texture of this fragrance feels like synthetic, kind of cleaning product-ish, but there is a smoothness somewhat, but it's not a scent you want to walk up to somebody and go up to them and smell. It's a scent that would highly benefit from a breeze. I think the wearing experience of this would be much better than just catching wafts of it while you're sitting somewhere. So this is like even though it's quite simple and clean, I do think it's a casual wear, casual outside errand running wear. You would wear this like your 90 Pure Whites and stuff like that, or your CK Everyone Coach Open Road type of lane, CK1, CKB, all that type of stuff. You would wear it in that same vein, very casually, lots of air, lots of diffusing going on around you. I would not wear something like this, even though it's a fairly low projection, it's kind of clean. It's a little bit sharp in very weird ways, or not sharp, it's punchy in weird ways that aren't really familiar to the nose. So I think I think you have to wear this in a breeze for it to really make sense. But it is a scent that doesn't imitate a lot of the stuff out there in the marketplace in terms of its texture. So I highly recommend getting your nose on it. I think for me, it's like a 6, but how I'm thinking it would ring off outside might push it to an average 7, but it's definitely not a safe fragrance to wear. Like, I think everybody will pick out certain notes that annoy them about this, but if it sits down, I think a lot of that stuff will get out of the way and you'll get more of a clean, slight lemony, slight floral, rose stem type of experience. But even the yuzu is not punchy. It's like the shadow of yuzu, not the actual yuzu. So definitely get your nose on this. I'm at a 6 with it. I think it could be a nice average daily driver scent with a little bit of personality, but so far I'm not getting that, and I've been around the fragrance for about 10 minutes now, and stuff's just not quite getting out of the way. Odd set of accords to go after for this. Again, I think it's spring, summer leaning. You'd have to pack the sprays on, but I think unfortunately due to how synthetic it is, and like noticeably synthetic is what I'm saying, I feel like if you sprayed this on a lot, which I think you would have to, like 5-10 sprays, I think you would literally have to sit outside for like 30 minutes before you, and put a mask on before you could really even tolerate the amount of punch that you would have just sprayed on yourself. I do think it's 25 and up across the board unisex. Alternatives to this, there's a lot. Like, I don't even want to name one. Let's look on Fragrantica and see what they're recommending. Even to me, like in this style, you're better off getting You or Someone Like You from the same house. That's a name of a fragrance. Or like a Bubble Bath or Sailing Day or something from Replica. Yeah, I mean, this imitates a lot of light rosy, sour floral type aldehydic scents, but it's more on the unique side. There's a lot of other more familiar rose watery type of earthy roses that you could get that will be a lot more like easy to recognize. This is more like the unique off beaten path signature scent style in this. But I do think you have to make it through about 20 minutes before you get to the dry down. That's a lot more less brash and like, where is this fragrance going? So I'm at a 6 with it. I do think it's quite feminine leaning for being a unisex scent. And it's got an odd bottle. So if you wind up falling in love with it, you really love the bottle. Price point's at $200, probably closer to $120 on discounters. And yeah, it sucks giving it a 6 because I do think the breeze could benefit it and push it to a 7, but even then, I don't think that should be on your radar. Really surprised that this got basically a 4 out of 5. It's just a little bit odd to me. So guys, let me know if you put your nose to this. The hard part about this brand is with the bottles and the names and the uniqueness and the Frenchness. I think Americans approaching this brand, you want to love this brand, but their scents are truly like kind of rebellious and different, which is what the brand kind of advocates. But at the end of the day, you got to be able to wear this fragrance and you got to be able to have a place to wear it and feel good about it and not just kind of, you know, even if you're a rebel type of personality, you know, a rebellious person with a rebellious fragrance is just contrasty, you know, in a sense. But you definitely got to get your nose on this house. Thankfully, you know, 25, 35 bucks, you can try 20 fragrances from this house and it'll be a fun time. But you're really going to have to evaluate all these scents and like actually wear them on your skin to decide if you want to pull the trigger on the bottle, since it's, you know, mid-tier priced. So with that being said, this is Ghost in a Shell by Etat Libre for men and women, but I think it's quite masculine leaning or feminine leaning. Sorry. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell. Talk to me. I do talk back. Have you guys tried this scent? Please let me know in the comment section below. Let's get a conversation started and join my Discord server where we get under the hood on a lot of great prices on fragrances, you know, exclusive content being dropped, and more importantly, my lovely community that has banded together and gone further into their fragrance journey, and we share stories and ideas and recommendations and all that good stuff. So if that sounds interesting to you, definitely join the Discord server below. It is absolutely free. And check out the playlist section of this channel where I've organized all this content conveniently so that whether you're a beginner or an expert, you've got a great resource for checking out fragrance content. With that being said, I hope you guys stay blessed, and until next time, peace.